There we go. We're live. Awesome. I woke up craving this flavor today. Cherry Blade lemonade, guys. It's amazing. Thank you, Dave, for buying the kind I was craving today. I didn't tell him what kind to buy last night when I sent him to the store. I'll wait a couple minutes for some people to get here. Oh, there y'all are. Hi. Who is here? PhD Natural Me is here. Karen Rothwell, my awesome moderator, is here. Welcome. Tammy Wilson, good morning. Janice Pate, Pinky Pink, hi. Pascale Devalet, Pascal Devalet from Dubai. That's amazing. Dubai. Like, it's amazing that we even know there is a place called Dubai, but the fact that I could even talk to someone from there just like in my room is stellar. Like, unbelievable, right? Who else is here? Jasmine Ray, hello. As you're coming in, be sure to say hi. Hey, Angela. ADH Snuggles is here. All right, you guys. I don't want to wait too long before I get into my subject, so probably I'll just start and then maybe say some hellos as people trickle in. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, Teresa's here. Now they're my moderators. Teresa, just so you know, you have the ability to chop people in my chat. I don't know if you know I made you a moderator, but I did because you're awesome. And because you're often here and I like picked people that I knew would be good at seeing creepy people really quickly and just giving them the chop. What is with my light, you guys? Does it look weird to you? I don't know. I try. You didn't know because I didn't tell you. Now I am. Okay. Pascal says that is it she? I cannot even tell. She lives in Dubai but is from Mauritius, and I've never even heard of that. So that's even more amazing. Woohoo. All right. Aw. Karen says her train went straight off the tracks when Hubs crashed our car. He's fine, but he's ridiculously stressed, and I let him stress me out too. It was one meal, and I'm back on it. All right, so that's exactly why we're here today, because for some reason, I don't know if it's coming into March thing, the spring is in the air, everybody's getting excited about spring or whatever, but it seems like that is the topic of conversation over on Facebook. Also with people that I've been coaching, it just seems like it is being the trend that right now people are struggling emotionally, mentally mostly, but also just like stressed out and trying to stay on target. So I decided that since I'd been teaching kind of a lot of people this subject this week, I thought maybe we'd just do a video about it. I mean, I have talked about this subject many times in the past, but I am wrapping my brain around a little bit more about some actual legitimate steps that you can take to help rather than just kind of a general idea. I'm honing in on like an actual plan. So I thought it would be a good chance to make a video and let you guys know some steps that you can take to kind of stay strong on your ketogenic journey. Because as you know, I have stayed strong for more than 2 years. If you're new around here, you may not realize I've lost almost 200 pounds. My lowest weight, I am now 198 pounds down, so that is pretty amazing. And I have stayed strong keto for 2+ years, a little over 2 years, without letting the stresses and depression and things that I deal with in life waylay me. And so I am wrapping my brain around how I'm doing that and trying to teach it to other people. And so I thought that it would be a good subject for a video to let you guys try it yourselves and see if it helps you at all. So the very first step I have talked about recently on my Tammy's Tidbits video is like a self-care list. So I'm not talking about just like, little things you do for yourself to keep yourself happy, which that is kind of goes along with that. But I'm talking about a list that's a requirement. So basically, you make a list, can keep it in your phone, you can write it down, put it on your bathroom mirror, wherever you feel like will be the most impactful to you to be able to find it when times of stress hit. So, say you're going along happily, everything's going great, you're losing weight, you're feeling amazing, people are complimenting you, you just feel on cloud nine. And then, for example, Karen, your husband gets into a car accident. Now, thankfully, your husband was okay, but still the stresses of vehicle repair and having to deal with all of the stress that comes along with, being in an accident can be really hard. But what happens if something really tragic takes place? What happens if someone that you love dearly passes away? What happens if you lose your home? What happens if, all of these things that can be really, really, really painful, okay? Life is hard, you guys. Life is hard. Anyone who tells you otherwise is selling something. I am not selling you anything. I am telling you the honest truth that we were meant to be on this earth to fight. And we have it in us to fight, and it's a good thing. So if you're going along in your merry way, you can just assume that something bad is going to happen to you. I hate to break it to you, but something bad is going to happen to you. And so if you want to be able to stay strong on your ketogenic journey, you've got to have a plan in place what you're going to do. Now, I've told my kids many times, if something really terrible happens to me and I sink into a horrible depression and you find me going for the cake and ice cream, hold me back, babies, hold me back. I keep telling them, I'm like, tell me, no, mama, don't do it, don't do it. Because I know that even the strongest of people can fall apart in a drop of a hat when something difficult happens. So I'm not saying that I'm going to be like perfect for the rest of my life. I know there's probably going to be a time when I fall off the rails again, but I'm trying to put as many practices in play before those things happen to try and get a handle on the smaller stresses so that when the big ones come, I just automatically turn to that kind of thing. Okay, does that make sense? So, first step is a legitimate list of things that make you feel better that are not food. So, they're not just self-care though. They can include self-care, but they should be things that legitimately comfort you and make you feel better when you're feeling badly that don't involve food. So you really have to rack your brain, because at first I had a really hard time thinking of anything. Baths were number one on my list because my whole entire adult life I have taken baths. In fact, after I had my first child, we took a bath together every single morning for years. Like, it's been one of my coping strategies that I just kind of fell into. It's not just a self-care. It is an actual legitimate coping strategy that comforts me and makes me feel better when I'm having a difficult time, when I'm struggling in any way. So having a bath is top of my list, but not just a bath. I have to make sure that the bath is beneficial to my body. So I make sure that I have Epsom salts or some kind of bath salt on hand at all times, so that when I need a bath, I have all of the supplies that are going to make my physical body feel better as well as my mental state. Because if you guys know, depression and hard times can cause physical pain and stress to rack your body. And anything that can help ease that is also going to be beneficial to you. So baths are at the top of my list, but they may not be at the top of yours. Some other ideas. You can call a really good friend and just vent. Someone that you know will listen to you, not judge you, not give you too much advice, but that will just be there to hear your problems and listen to you. That is a good thing to put on your list. One that I've only tried a couple of times, but I've heard works really, really well, is to literally write out all of your negative feelings and just like pour them onto the page. Just write. A lot of people find that writing and getting it out there that way is a very good way for them to release some of the stress and some of the depression and some of those bad negative feelings. And you can say whatever you want on that page. You can tell yourself whatever you're believing about yourself right now, and then you burn it. So that's the beauty of it, is that you take all that negativity and you just shove it into the paper and then you burn it up in smoke and let it go. There's just something extremely satisfying about watching those negative feelings and those negative words just go up in smoke. That supposedly helps. I have only tried that a couple of times. It isn't one of my top list items, but it can be a really good one. So really rack your brain about things that are very specific that help you feel better. Even if it's as simple as, getting your nails done, or putting on some cozy socks with lotion and cuddling up under a blanket, or sitting in front of a fire, or reading a book that will take your mind off of it, or going to a movie. Going to a movie is a big one for me. Getting an escape from my life and living through someone else's life for a short time. All of those things. So write yourself a list. I'm not kidding. Like, don't just have it here. It needs to be somewhere written down where you can actually see it in steps from most beneficial to least, okay? So when you find yourself feeling that urge to binge, urge to comfort yourself with food, even keto food, don't do it. Do your list first. That's your rule. When you feel those stresses coming on, when you feel like, I know when it's coming on, because my jaw just clenches all day long, and I'm like, oh, for heaven's sake, I just want to chew. I just want to chew, 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 chew. And that's my first clue that I need to go to my list. So when I start feeling those feelings, I have to do every single thing on my list, every single thing. If I get to the bottom of the list and I still feel like I have to eat something or I'm going to lose my mind, that's where my second list comes into play. So your first list is things that comfort you that are not food. The second list are binge safe foods. I hate to admit it, but I'm a binger, and sometimes life is just sucky, and binging is what is required to make me feel better. I try really hard to stay out of that headspace, but every once in a while it will hit. And when something is really difficult and really stressful, it's going to hit like big time. It is going to hit. So if I have a list of safe foods that I know I can binge on that will fill me up and make me feel like I binged without damaging me tomorrow, that is huge. So I have on my list, number 1, sugar-free Jell-O. There is just something about sugar-free gelatin. It has just that little bit of bite to it. It fills you up really quickly. It has like 0 calories. You could eat a ton of it and be fine. So as long as you're not sensitive to the sweeteners in it. So like Jell-O brand is aspartame. There's another one called Snack Pack that's sucralose sweetened. And then there's this one that I find in Walmart in the refrigerated section that has, I think it's a Hispanic name. I cannot even remember the name of it, but it's yum. It's yum, yum, yummy. I tell you what, it's my favorite one. You have to eat it cold out of the fridge. Otherwise it gets mushy, like weird mushy, but it's the best. And we keep a huge pack of it, and me and Dave will split the pack when we are feeling like we just really need to fill our stomachs with food and munch. It's a good one. Another one, heavy whipping cream, cream cheese. I always keep Mios on hand so that I can sweeten things really easily. Yogurt, of course. You can't really binge on yogurt because it does have carbs, but you can have a nice big cup of yogurt and get really creamy yogurt, and it'll make you feel a lot better. Just the plain yogurt. Of course, all of your meats and cheeses, but there's other like snacky type cheeses like moon cheese or cheese wisps, things like that can feel a little bit more snacky. So just make a list of your favorite safe keto friendly foods. And if you feel like you absolutely are going to lose your mind if you don't eat something, eat from that list only. And that's the end of that. There is no like going to the next place. That is the end. If you binged on your keto foods, you binged, and you got to like find a way to move on. If it still didn't work, then go back to your list and try again. Sometimes life is so hard that nothing's going to work. Nothing is going to work. And the only thing you can do is just pick up one foot and put it in front of the other and keep on going. Especially if you're a mom, there's no time for messing around with grief and depression and crap. You have to find a way to just keep moving forward. And I have struggled with depression my entire life. I didn't know I was struggling with it. And so I have come up with a lot of coping strategies that help me to just be able to walk like a walking zombie through life. There were many years where I thought I didn't come out of my room for years. It felt like I didn't ever come out of my room. But when I go back and I look at my memories on Facebook and stuff, I was still doing all my mom stuff. I was still going to dance. I was still doing everything, talking to people. I just didn't feel like I was alive. Sometimes you just have to just keep moving forward until life's stresses calm down and things move in a positive direction again, because that is just the cycle of life. It's kind of like a big circle, and up here is where you're feeling amazing and everything's going well, and you feel stress free and you feel happy and joyful, and you're in love with God and you're in love with family and you just feel amazing. And then sometimes hard things will happen and you'll come down to the bottom where you feel like no one loves you and that you're all alone and that you're never going to survive and that your body hurts and everything's horrible and life is not worth living. It can get really low down here. It doesn't have to. But for a lot of people like me who struggle with depression, it can get really, really low. And then as you come out of it, you'll find yourself getting strength. You start relying on God again. You'll start pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and you come back up on the top. So the goal in life, this isn't just keto. Your goal in life is to make the times up at the top last longer and slingshot yourself through the bottom. If you have these plans in place, when hard things happen, you can feel the grief, pull yourself down, shoot around the bottom as fast as you can, and pop yourself back up to the top. It takes a lot of practice, but it can be done. And these little lists are ways that you can accomplish dealing with small stresses and practicing that circle so that when really difficult times come, you have already got your natural instincts in place so that when really hard times come, you don't just turn to a bucket of ice cream and chocolates and lay in bed and never come out of your room. That's the goal, is to find a way to help yourself get through those difficult times without food. Because for people who are obese and people who are binge eaters, food is literally going to kill you. It literally was killing me. Like, I couldn't walk at all. I had killed myself to the point where I couldn't even take care of my baby. He was 1 year old and I could barely live. I could hardly walk. That's not okay. I have to be able to take care of my kids. My kids need me to be there for them. And I had to really shake myself hard and say, hey, Tamara, wake the heck up. You have to do something. Get your butt out of this right now. And it was not easy. And I have to say that keto makes it a lot easier, because for some reason, I don't know if I was sensitive to the foods I was eating or whatever, or the blood sugars. For some reason, keto can clear out my brain and make me be able to see this more clearly. And you got to remember that if you are coming into a hard time and you go off the rails, you're going to have brain fog and depression and stuff from the food you ate that's going to make the way you feel even worse. You don't want to feel worse. Everything you do needs to help you feel a little bit better so that you can pull yourself out. So those are my two main ones. Your self-care list, write it down, make yourself do it. And number 2, if you absolutely can't stand it, binge on keto foods. So what happens if you're in Karen's situation? You didn't do that. Life got stressful. You freaked out. Husband's losing his mind. And you're like, to heck with it. I'm freaking going to have a binge fest. And you eat a non-keto meal. What do you do if that happens? The number one thing you do not do, and I will tell you this right now because I was just teaching this to one of my clients this week, one of the people that I'm coaching. You do not beat yourself up. You don't. Guys, that is where the bad cycle comes, where you just binge and binge and binge and you gain back 30 pounds. Don't do this to yourself. You are absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with you if you made the choice to eat off plan. You made that choice because you felt like in your life, that's what you needed in that moment. That doesn't mean you have to beat yourself up and tell yourself you're bad or that you're not going to ever succeed or any of these things. You need to tell yourself, I made a choice. I chose to eat off plan. Okay, no biggie. Tomorrow I'll go right back to what I was doing and it's going to be fine because I love myself and it's okay. It's okay if every once in a while I decide I need to go off the rails a little bit. That's okay. There is nothing wrong with me. Absolutely nothing wrong with me. That's a normal human emotion. It's a normal thing. When babies are born, they're comforted by mama's milk. They want food. This is a normal human behavior. It is not a bad thing. It is not a thing to beat ourselves up about and to tell ourselves we are bad. We are not bad. We are wonderful, beautiful creatures who made a choice that maybe wasn't the best for our long-term health, but it doesn't have to completely destroy our entire plan, right? So if you do decide you absolutely are going to make the choice to eat off plan, then make it a choice. Okay? It's a choice. I am choosing to eat ice cream today because I feel like crap and I know that it will make me feel better. And tomorrow I am going to go right back to my keto and be fine. That's what you have to do. That's the only way to get through a tough time like that, where you have made a choice that maybe you don't agree with, or maybe you're disappointed in yourself. But if you sit there and go, oh man, I'm the worst. I can't believe I did that. Gosh, I'm so lame. I'm never going to succeed on keto. I should just give up. I'm just going to eat whatever the heck I want today because I already screwed it up. I'm just going to freaking eat everything in the planet. I'm going to have ice cream and cake and cookies and freaking gummy bears. I'm going to eat a 5 whole freaking pound bag of gummy bears. I mean, why not? I already screwed everything over. When you get into that mindset where you're just like, negative, 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 it's just going to get worse. And binging on all of those things is just another way you're punishing yourself for that choice. Stop punishing yourself. Embrace your loveliness. Embrace your beauty. Embrace your choices. It's okay. If you chose to eat off plan, it's okay. That's the honest truth. You're still a good person. You're still that awesome person you were yesterday. You're not any worse off today than you were yesterday, except for maybe you've got a carb hangover. Like, it's really fine. But just make sure that you have that plan of what you're going to do, and you're not going to let yourself go binge crazy for weeks, because that's what happens. It's what happened to me. That's how I gained it all back. It started with just a little sugar here and a little sugar there, making healthy choices that I felt were healthy choices. That turned to not healthy choices, that turned to beating myself up, that turned to depression, that turned to binge after binge after binge, that turned to 150 pounds gain. It is so easy to let it happen, and it is so easy to fly off the rails. So if you feel like you are heading in that direction, you need to talk to somebody ASAP. You need to talk to your husband. You need to talk to your best friend. You need to talk to me. You need to talk to someone and say, help, 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 help. This is happening to me. And have them remind you, you're awesome. You can handle this. You can get a grip on this and you're going to be just fine. And it's not a big deal. Don't panic. You need sometimes someone else's voice to tell you you are awesome and remind you that you have control over this. Carbs will convince you don't have control, and that's one danger zone. That's why I don't like to go there, because when I eat them, I feel out of control and I don't feel in control of my own choices anymore, and I feel like the carbs are controlling me. That's a lie, but it feels very real. It's just like when you're in that weird headspace of depression, you know you have nothing to be sad about, and yet here you are crying your eyes out. It's not real, but it feels very real. So those are some tips those are some strategies that I'm coming up with, because I've had a good bout of up here. I have been kind of in the top of the circle. I hate even to say it out loud. See, it makes my stomach clench just saying it out loud. I have been at the top of the circle for a while now. I've been pretty happy and things have been going pretty well. And I have had stress, of course, and depression. Of course, as you guys know, in January, I was suffering pretty deeply with seasonal affective disorder, and it's just part of my life. But I know that it's not going to last forever. And so I'm trying to prepare now for difficult times that may lie ahead. So I may be eating my words, you guys. Remind me later when I'm sitting here talking to you, telling you that these things are happening to me and I feel like I have no control. You guys be here and be my buddies to remind me of this video and to go back and watch it and remind myself that I am worth it, and that I am worth fighting for, and that I am worth eating healthy for, and that it's not just about losing weight. It's about being in control of my own choices and feeling good about myself and feeling like I am a worthy person who God loves, and that I deserve to be on this earth and I deserve to be happy. Sometimes it's hard to remind yourself of those things when you feel like no one cares and that no one is there. But remember that God always does care. He is always there, even when it feels so much like he isn't. That's the times when he's there the most, literally carrying you on his shoulders. All right, that's the end of my lesson for today. I hope I inspired you guys to be excited about having new ways to cope with stress and like be strong, awesome women, right? And men, if you're here, Jason, a few men sometimes stop by. I don't know who's here, but now there's a lot more people here than when I started out. I was kind of nervous starting out because I only had about 10 people when we started, but now we have quite a few. So I'm going to go through and see if there's any questions you guys have. So now's your chance. Ask me your questions. I shall tell you my answers. And yeah, anyway. Good job, Angela, on being stressed and not eating a bag of Oreos. Good job. That's amazing. Oh, my husband is here. I'm your stress. Ha. Dave, if you are still here, you know that that's the exact opposite from the truth, and you have literally dragged my butt through the stress and pulled me out the other side multiple times. We all know that's the case. I'm the crazy person in this relationship. You are not. Hey, Lloyd's here too. We do have a few guys here. Yay. Okay. Pinky Pink. I am actually making a video about that. It's actually already made, and it will be coming out very soon on Patreon, and then on my channel. It's going to be about maintenance and what I'm planning to do for maintenance. Like I've said before, it's kind of a crapshoot. I haven't really put my finger on how to do it exactly yet, which is why I keep taking breaks. That is actually something that I've decided is my thing that other people aren't really teaching, is that taking maintenance breaks as you get closer to goal. But yeah, that'll be in a different video. I can kind of talk about it if you want, but I don't want to run this video off the rails by talking about something that is already going to be in a video that's coming out very soon. But yeah, I am making a video about, I did make a video, it's not edited, about maintenance, what my plans are, and like what I'm going to try and how I'm going to like regulate it. I'm not 100% to my goal, but I'm pretty dang close, and I want to get my handle on maintenance before I get there. All right, let's see. Buying new clothes helps me feel better, but it's expensive. Yes, shopping is a tricky one. If you have the money to shop, it's great. I mean, it can be a stress reliever. It's actually one that I use quite a bit. And I try not to use it when I'm feeling bad about myself now. I try and go shopping as a reward for feeling amazing instead of it trying to fix me, because shopping is another binge thing that can be painful to life. So, I mean, if you have the money and you can afford it and you have the space in your house, you know, it can help, but it's not necessarily the most healthy way to do it. Though, of course, it's not going to cause you to waylay your weight loss journey, which, you know, it can be one that you can turn to. I'd probably put it on the very bottom of the list if I was going to add that to my list. In fact, I guess I could add that to my list, but I don't know. I think I do that more as a reward for when I feel good. In fact, I think I might go shopping sometime very soon. I really wanted to this week, but I just don't see me having time. I really don't have time. We leave Friday morning for Idaho, and I just cannot even fathom getting anything done for me in the time that I have. It's going to be a miracle. But I am getting me some keto cakes tomorrow, because keto cakes, right? I mean, come on. I can't go to Idaho without some keto cakes. Especially on maintenance. That's the best part about maintenance. All right, let's see. Yeah, so like if you know that the spending of the money is going to cause you more stress, do not do it. Do not do it. Does that make sense? Like, so if it's going to release your stress and you're not going to feel stressed about it later, it's a good one. But yeah, if it's going to cause you more stress later because you shopped and you didn't really have the money, don't do that one. put that at the very bottom of the list. Hey, Terry Deshawn, you made it. Good to see you. All right. Hey, Pamela E. Welcome. Living the good life. Love keto living. Welcome. Keto Grace. Keto Grace says journaling and reading is her thing. So that's awesome. Yeah, those are really, really good ones. Those are so healthy for you. So healthy for you. Oh, Terry Deshawn, thank you for the super chat. It didn't notify me. Lame. Why does it not notify me? I hate it when it does that. So Terry Deshawn says, I actually upped my physical work these past 2 weeks. And Yahoo, I finally made it to 159 after being in the 160s forever. Yay! Woohoo! That's awesome. I can't even imagine seeing 159 on the scale. You're my hero, girl. You're my hero. I know that you have been struggling emotionally. You are one of the people that I was making this video for. You and a few others who have been struggling. And I am so happy to hear that the scale is finally cooperating again, because the scale is dumb and sometimes I want to kick it. I know we all feel that way. This morning, I did weigh in, you guys. So I know that you guys, if you watched my weigh-in on Sunday, you know that I didn't weigh in this weekend because I didn't really want to know. I was so bloated. Like, oh my gosh, my feet were so swollen. They haven't been that swollen in a really long time. And I really think it was because of all the running up and down the stairs. And of course I wore wedges. Like, I was running in like heels, you guys. Be proud. It was so cute. I looked amazing. And I was wearing this shirt and I looked so cute. And everybody kept saying, Tamara, you look so good. And people kept saying, if you turn sideways, I wouldn't think you were the wall. That one made me laugh. I'm like, okay. Winning. Oh my heck, my hair. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's what the deal was. So I did weigh in today and I was only 178. So that was a relief. Didn't completely blow everything out of the water this weekend, but who knows what's happening in Idaho. I have been eating my maintenance calories all week and it's weird. I feel weird eating it. Like, it's hard to describe. I'm feeling even more hungry, just like Karen Marie told me, one of my moderators on Facebook. She told me that she had a hard time eating the more fat because it made her even more hungry, and I am feeling that way, so that's irritating. I haven't decided like if I like where my macros are at this point. Plus, all of the meats that I have are lean. I am not like found any, well, I haven't purchased, I guess, higher fat meats. I don't know. It's confusing. I'm not doing the same thing that I did in the fall where I just didn't track at all and I just ate an extra meal. Now I'm trying to really put the fats in and it's hard to do because I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm eating a lot of fat bombs, which I know is not the right way to go about it. So it'll probably take me the whole 3 months to figure it out. And I'm going to be so busy. I'm going to be eating like crazy crap all the time because you guys, you think this last weekend was busy? You just wait. This next 3 months is killer bad. Like, I won't get much sleep and I probably will have to let the channels die at some point. Like, there's just no way I can physically accomplish all that I have to do in the next 3 months. I'm a little nervous. Part of the reason I'm making this video is for me in the future to watch back later to remind myself, Tamara, get a grip. You can do this. Because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But yeah. So it'll probably take me the 3 months to get a handle on it. And then I'll be going back to my fat loss macros in June. And then I'll be like dying because I'll be starving because oh yeah. Going back and forth is weird, but it seems to work pretty well. So that's my new thing that I'm going to start teaching. That's going to be on the video that's coming up on my new Tammy's Tidbits. So if you're not a Patreon, go and join. Oh man, who is messaging me? I thought I turned on my phone to not off vibrate. There we go. Sorry guys. But anyway, if you're not a Patreon, get on over there. The link is in all of my videos. Terry Deshawn was my awesome first Patreon, and I now have tiers and I have personal coaching available in my Patreon. So if you want to be personally coached by me, which I actually am doing a pretty good job at doing, I must say, it is available now on my Patreon, and all of my Patreons receive my Tammy's Tidbits videos and recipe videos 24 hours before everybody else, which is fun. Thank you for your donation to keep this channel going and make my life a little bit easier during stressful times. Because, money stress on top of everything else is just not easy. Not easy at all. All right, so let's see. Living the Good Life says you're trying to get off a binge right now. That's okay. Just get right back on it. You know how to do it. Just go right back to what you were doing. Awesome, awesome. And you know what? There are a lot of people that talk about, carb cycling and things. People do it. I don't dare to because I know I'm such a binger and I know that my emotions will just I know I'll go into that cycle, which is why I'm trying to teach about getting out of that cycle. So it's mostly for me because I'm a crazy person. Yeah. So there are people who do it. I know that in the PSMF, the protein sparing modified fast strategy, that it's required to do it, which is the main reason that I haven't ever done a full real PSMF cycle, because I don't want to have to do the carb refeed. I refuse to do that. I'm just not going to go there. But it can bump you back into a whoosh. If you went there already and you just get right back to keto, you might be surprised that the scale may go down. But if the problem is that I don't think I could get back into keto that fast. Terry, stop sending me out of money. I love you. Terry's going to become bank poor because she sends me so much money, but I appreciate it. You're so sweet. She says she's so excited to be at 159 after several months in the 160s. And she upped her physical activity and was strict with her macros. Awesome. That's the best way to do it. Best way to do it. And the weather is changing. I feel it. It's going to happen. It did snow here again a couple of days ago, but yesterday it was so warm, you guys. I could go outside without a jacket. I was like, spring is coming. I love spring. I love spring for so many reasons. I love spring because it's warm and I don't have to think about snow, and I see all the birds, and my favorite flowers, lilacs, bloom in the spring, and I have them planted around my house. And flowers are just everywhere, and it's just the prettiest time of year, but it's also my busiest and most exciting time of year. I have all these dance competitions, and I love doing my girls' hair and makeup and watching them dance and watching my boys become such awesome cloggers, and doing dance portraits, which is some of my favorite things to do. It's go to the dance studios and do beautiful portraits of these lovely ballerinas. It's my favorite time of year, but it's also the most stressful time of year and the hardest time to stay keto because I'm so busy. I literally am eating out of the gas station all the time. The gas station and fast food a lot. So it's usually a miracle if I survive this season without gaining weight. And so it's really my goal to just kind of maintain where I was at and hope I don't completely waylay all my weight loss just by overeating fats or carbs that I'm not tracking. So I'm trying really hard to track. Really hard. I didn't track. Every time I did this last year, I didn't track, and I know I was eating too many carbs and kicking myself out of ketosis. I know that just from tracking 1 week. I go, oh, yeah, that explains a lot. But I still did lose weight, even being out of ketosis, because I was eating enough of a deficit. But now being this small, I don't think it'll be enough of a deficit. So I'm trying to rein it in and do the best that I can and still eat more food. I don't know. It's so hard to explain. I don't even know what I'm doing. This is a total crapshoot, you guys. It's all new. And it's exciting because I've never done it really before. So yeah. Teresa says she stays the same weight for 3 to 4 months, and then one day the scale will go down 10 pounds. Yeah, mine does that in a monthly cycle. Usually it'll stay the same, and then it'll drop, and then it'll stay the same or go up. It goes up, stays the same, drops, and then goes down a little bit more. Usually. Not always, but usually. When I'm doing my fat loss macros. Now, when I'm doing maintenance macros, it does that, but it does it more. I retain more water, probably because I was staying in out of ketosis. I don't know. I do my best. I just do my best. The best I can. Oh my gosh, Terry. I love you. Hey, Amanda, I'm glad you're here. Oh, I'm sorry you're depressed. I just had a feeling people were struggling today, and I just really wanted to help, and I hope my ideas helped you out, Amanda. Hang in there, girl. Hang in there. It is not easy. I was talking to my sister this weekend because, she has gotten down to her goal weight, and then she's put some weight back on. basically doing the same thing. She started with Quest bars, and she thought she could eat just one a day, but then she was eating a lot more a day, and then she was gaining. And so she was like, well, geez, if I'm eating Quest bars and I'm gaining, I may as well just eat Milk Duds. And so that's her downfall candy. And so she ate a bunch of Milk Duds, and it wasn't her, the scale wasn't going up. So she was like, oh, hey, I can eat Milk Duds. And then one morning she woke up 15 pounds heavier and started like being sad and crying, and her pants wouldn't fit. And she's like, she's been telling me maintenance is such a mind game. You really convince yourself that you can do things you cannot do. She's like, Tammy, don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do it, Ange. I'm not going to do it. She's like my maintenance coach. And she struggles a lot with body dysmorphia. She just doesn't feel like she looks that amazing. She made me stand next to her and have my daughter point out that my thighs were thinner than hers. And my daughter's like, they're the same. She's like, no, Mom, you have mom's legs. You have mom's legs. And I'm like, I have the same legs as you. And she just still can't see it. So she's struggling from different things. And she and I are both figuring out this maintenance thing and trying to figure out. I've got some great, awesome moderators over on Facebook who are also helping me. Several of my moderators have made it to maintenance and have been maintaining. And so they have a lot of good advice on that. If you are looking for advice on that, head over to Facebook and ask about maintenance there, because I have some really awesome moderators who are much more knowledgeable than me on the subject. Do you guys not get the poops and feel horrible after a full day binge? Heck yes, I'm sure they do. Guaranteed they feel like a Mack truck ran them over the next day. It ain't pleasant. It ain't pleasant. But I do have a really good friend who that does not happen to, and it makes it really, really difficult for her to stay on keto. She kind of went off and on and off and on, and then all of a sudden hard things happened in her life, and she just went off the rails for months, and she's gained back so quickly. So quickly. Most of what she has lost. That is one thing I've seen with the people who have gone off the rails. It's fast. It comes back fast. So be careful. Be careful. Get yourself back on as quickly as you can, you guys. If you slip, if you had a cheat meal, if you had a binge day, grab back onto that wagon and jump back on as fast as you can, because it comes back on so fast. It's like your body missed it and it wants it back, and it sucks it on like gangbusters. Oh, and it's happened to me before, so I know how easy it is. I know how, and I know how out of control it feels, and how you feel like you have no control over it, and it just keeps coming and coming and coming at you like a freight train. So be careful. Be very, very careful. All right, so let's see. Oh, and the inflammation too. Like you'll feel pain, so much pain, joint pain from those carbs. It can be bad. So remind yourself, this is the carb hangover. I got to get rid of this. And the way to get rid of it is get back on keto and get that inflammation off me and get back into ketosis and feeling amazing. All right. Okay, so Terry, you said you hadn't even eaten off plant and you still went up 7 pounds, and it was so depressing, and you cried, and then you recalculated your macros, got more active, and this morning 8 pounds down from that gain. That's amazing. How did you recalculate? Were you doing the 75-20, or were you doing my higher protein macros? I'm just curious as to what you tweaked with your macros, because like I know that I probably will get to the point where I have that last 5-10 pounds to lose, and it doesn't want to come off, and I'm curious as to what I will do at that point. So I'm looking for different things to like try. I thought about maybe lowering my protein grams to more of a finny level than a ketogenic dieters or Ketogains level, because right now I'm basically eating at a Ketogains level based on my lean mass for gaining mass, which I'm not even exercising to do, and I often overeat that. So that would probably be my first one, the most painful one to change. I don't know if I could do it. The thought of doing it is literally making my stomach hurt. Thanks for the compliment on my top. My lovely, beautiful daughter bought this for me just recently. What was it for? Christmas? No, my birthday? Gosh. Ronnie, what did you buy me this for? I can't remember. She's probably never going to watch this. Judy S. says, watching my kids dance and doing dance videos help when she gets stressed. That's like kind of like going to the movie, living your life through other people, just kind of taking a break from your reality for a minute can really help. So Patricia Cassidy says she's in maintenance but still losing and trying to figure that out. Yeah, I'm also worried about that. I'm also worried about that. I haven't ever stopped losing, even when I was eating more food and even when I was eating a little bit more carbs. I never really stopped losing entirely. And so I'm nervous that I won't be able to stop too. That's another thing that I am a little worried about, but hopeful that I will figure out. Okay. Teacher Paola asks, how often do you do intermittent fasting? I do intermittent fasting pretty much every single day. I don't always make it to 16-8. I'm usually more 15-9. So 15 hours fasted, 9 hours of eating. So now in maintenance, I am adding like a third meal, or I'm trying to. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. It's kind of weird how I'm eating. You guys are going to look at my video and be like, what is she doing? Because I really don't know what I am doing. So I'm trying to eat still in that window and still separate my meals at least 3 hours apart. So it's kind of tricky. I'm definitely trying not to snack still. So yeah, I try really hard to do intermittent fasting every single day. 15-9 usually. All right. I honestly don't know if the monthly up and down with weight loss has anything to do with my cycle, like as in my womanly cycle. It seems to correlate with it, but not always. Like if my cycle comes early, it doesn't always like correlate with the way it really feels like it's 2 weeks and 2 weeks, even if my cycle doesn't go 2 weeks and 2 weeks, because sometimes my cycle is shorter than that. So I don't know if it goes along with my womanly cycle or if it's just a weight loss thing or if it's just a me thing. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I need to buy some ribeyes. They're expensive though. I'm so used to eating like sirloin and top round because it's cheap. All right. So Karen says, luckily her train wreck didn't do too much harm. She didn't weigh the next day because she didn't want to know, but then the day after she was the same weight, so that's good. So you still lost 2.5 pounds, didn't completely waylay you. That's awesome. That's so great. So yeah, when I am trying to do this maintenance thing and take breaks, like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how high I can go on my carbs, but I don't even dare like to, I don't know. It seems like if I go even higher than 22, I get really bloated, but I could be bloated just because of the dance competition. But I did want to share, I can do this without dumping my plugs. Hope I don't go off. There we go. You guys are still there, right? Is everyone still here? Because I feel like I'm talking to the nether. Raise your hand if you're still here. Because I don't want to talk about nothing. Okay, you're still here. Okay, just aren't talking. All right, I love you guys. Okay, so I wanted to share the protein bar that I finally decided on. This is not sponsored. They don't have a clue I'm doing this. So this is the one I decided on. Yay, I'm glad you're all still here. So I picked this one, even though this isn't a high-fat bar, because there are a lot of high-fat bars out there that are pretty good, but I'm not really looking for a fat bomb. I'm looking for a bar that can make a meal. So I'm still trying to stick to doing meals that are 30 grams of protein. So if I'm going to eat a bar, I want it to be at least 20. And I've been looking at a lot of bars, guys, a lot. This one, the only questionable ingredient is organic. This is really disgusting sounding. Organic, digestive resistant, prebiotic tapioca fiber. I'm hoping that means stuff to make the bar chewy that absolutely goes right through me and doesn't cause any blood sugar spikes. I don't have a glucose meter, so there's no way for me to really test this. I don't really want to buy a meter for this experiment. I'm not ready for that yet. I may do that in the fall if I make it to my maintenance weight by the end of October, I may actually do that in the fall and get a ketone meter for the first time ever and test my ketones. I've never done that. But also test my blood sugar to see if things like this kind of kick me up higher. But the ingredients on this is pretty awesome. So organic grass-fed whey, organic digestive resistant prebiotic tapioca fiber, organic sunflower butter, organic monk fruit extract. That is it. the entire ingredient list of this bar. Okay? So 20 grams of protein, only 5 grams of fat. So it's actually doable for my maintenance. I mean, not my maintenance, my fat loss macros when I'm doing them. I could actually eat this when I'm trying to lose weight, which, I mean, I wouldn't probably do all the time, but would be nice to have occasionally. 1 net carb. 1. I ate it yesterday. The taste test for the bar will be on my Tammy's Tidbits that's coming out. I actually found it's on Julian Bakery. They have a lot of really amazing stuff on Julian Bakery that's monk fruit sweetened. This one, I actually bought it on Amazon, but it's from julianbakery.com. And it says it's sweet cream flavor, but I wouldn't call it that. It tasted very sunflower buttery. So it was kind of like eating a bit of honey bar. Chewy and the same texture as a bit of honey bar. Not quite as sweet and with a little bit more sunflower nut kind of flavor. The color is not bright white. It's kind of an off, weird grayish color. It's kind of a weird color. But it's very flexy. Not like a Quest bar. The Quest bars are kind of gritty and hard and like they don't really move when you push them. This is very flexy. I will say it's very sticky and it stick to my braces really, really bad. Like I was like, oh, I'm trying to talk to you, or the bar in my teeth. So, not that I'm advertising for this company in any way. This is the one I decided I'm going to try to see if I can have a bar. Because I like to have, when I'm doing this maintenance thing, my thing that I like to do is to be able to eat a gas station meal. Well, in the gas station, the only bars they have are Quest and Think Thin. Quest is an okay choice, but I really hate them. They taste disgusting. I really don't like them. My sister loves them, but I really hate them. And Think Thin, which I really, really love the flavor and texture of Think Thin bar, but it's mostly maltitol and glycerin that are in the bar. And so I really think they were kicking me out of ketosis when I did it. So I really like to have a bar and some cheese, or a bar and some peanuts, or a bar and some almonds as like a mini meal between my 2 big meals. So I'll have a big meal, mini meal, big meal. That's kind of what I've been playing with, mostly because I'm going to the dance studio and I really just love having a munchie meal at the dance studio. So I'm planning on keeping these so I'll take one with me when I go into the dance studio. And then at the gas station, I will buy myself a snack. So I feel like I'm buying a gas station snack. I don't know. It's kind of a mind game thing. It makes me feel better. But these are the ones I'm trying. Someone has already given me crap about them in the comments on one of my videos, saying that the tapioca fiber is bad and it's more like 12 or 13 carbs, really. And I'm like, okay. I don't know. I watched, what was it? Keto Connect's bar video, and I was trying to get the handle on which fibers were really not not body soluble, that really would go through you. And I'm pretty sure they said tapioca was one that was okay. But now I feel like I need to go back and watch that video and see for sure. I don't know. The fact that it only has like 5 ingredients is a huge one for me. That one's huge. It has monk fruit sweetener, which is a good one to use. And I don't know, out of all the bars I looked at, it seemed to have the best macros. We'll see if it makes, maybe that's why I'm feeling like hungry more. Maybe it's kicking me out of ketosis. I don't know. But I'm going to try it. I have 12 bars, so I'm going to go for 12 days with these and see how it goes. And if I feel like I don't want to go there anymore, I will see if I can find something else that will work. There's a lot of fat bomb bars out there that are okay, that don't have the fiber, but I'm not looking, like I said, I'm not looking for a fat bomb. I am looking for a protein bomb. So there's that. But yeah, if you like monk fruit, go to Julian Bakery because they have everything there. It's pretty much sweetened with monk fruit sweetener. And out of everybody, they're just really good macros. I really probably ought to approach them about doing some sort of, partnership or affiliate link or something, because I really like the look of their products. I haven't tried any of them but this. I really like the look of it. Oh, and the reason I chose the Primal Thin over there, they have another one called Paleo Thin. The Paleo Thin isn't a whey protein, and I really wanted a whey protein bar. Their Paleo Thin bars, they have I think a peanut butter and a brownie with pretty much the same macros, but they are made from egg white protein, which is interesting. And I may actually try those too, just to see if I like them. But I, I don't know. Egg white protein sounds not that awesome to me. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not an egg whites fan. I mix them in if I have to make scrambled eggs, and I'll eat them in a boiled egg. But that's about as far as I really want to go with that. But maybe they're really clever and it made it taste like an amazing bar. But I really wanted a whey bar. So that's what I'm going to try. Wish me luck, you guys. I don't know how it's going to go, but hopefully it's going to go where. So yeah, julianbakery.com, and I've also found them on Amazon. I can get a meter off the shelf for 20 bucks. I'm sure I can. I just don't want to deal with it. I hate poking myself, and I just don't really want to do it. I don't know. Oh, how expensive are they? I think I paid 26 or 27 for this box of 12. So, I mean, it's definitely not super cheap, but compared to the gas station bars, I'm spending at least $2 a bar on those. Pretty comparable. Quest bars are more money than that. But yeah, definitely if you're trying to lose weight, bars aren't the best choice. If you're trying to maintain weight and they're triggers for you to like binge like they were for my sister, not the best choice. Uh-oh. I hear a bad fight going on outside my bedroom door. Oh, dang, my braces keep grabbing my lips. You guys, it's killing me. If you're thinking about braces, just keep in mind that ow, painful. I just did it again. My teeth are being pulled out of my face this way, and my top lips are so beat up from the braces, it's not even funny. I can't wait till they get the bottom ones on so that my teeth can line up right again. Anyway. If you guys didn't see my video I posted right before this one, oh wait, I know you haven't seen it because you're watching this. Head over to Hide and Seek and watch the baby brawl, because oh my gosh, Jasper and Ruby got into a knockdown, drag out, punching fight. And I tried so hard to get him to stop, but I couldn't stop laughing or recording long enough to stop them. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen them do that before. It was just hilarious. So you guys go watch it because it's hilarious. Okay, Terry Deshawn says tapioca starch is bad, but tapioca fiber is probably not bad. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think that Julian Bakery, they've done a really good job researching keto-friendly stuff. I can't imagine that they would advertise it as one carb, but I don't know. If it's 12, then maybe I'm eating 30 carbs a day. It's 18 total carbs. So it's not as high in carbs, actually, as most of the other bars out there. Most of the other bars out there are 22 plus total. Some of them even higher. Some like 35. I think like some of the new Quest bars, the Quest like cereal bar or something like that. I haven't tried that one, but I think it was like 35. It's really high. And most of it's fiber. So I also think that the tapioca fiber is what is in the gummies. So there's been a lot of people on YouTube saying that the gummies kick you out of ketosis, that they've done testing and stuff. So maybe, I don't know. But I have personally eaten the gummies and not felt any signs of being out of ketosis. That gummies being the Smart Sweet gummy bears, which I will probably buy because those are one of my, the chewiness of them really like calms my stress out like big time. So I will probably get some of those, but those are even more expensive than the bars. They're $33 for a package of 12 bags. They are ridiculously expensive, which is the only thing that holds me back from buying them. But they haven't kicked me, but I haven't tested, so maybe they have and I just didn't know it. I only ate them when I was doing the maintenance and not when I was trying to lose weight, so I really don't know for sure. But they use that same tapioca undigestible fiber stuff in those, but they're like 35 a bag or 33 total carbs a bag, so it's a lot more of it. I don't know. I didn't have any trouble with those, so I probably won't have any trouble with these. All right, guys. Well, do you have any more questions? Because I really, really have to go. Oh, they have granola too. Interesting. I haven't tried that. I used to be a cereal person too. I wouldn't mind trying like one of their cereals. They have some cereals with almond milk. I actually had a company come to me probably about 6 months ago asking if I would do a trial with their cereals, and I was just like, no, ketofied crap. And now I'm kind of going, dang it, maybe I should have tried the cereal. I saw, who was it that I saw do the cereal? Was it Keto Steve? I think it was Keto Steve. No, it was Lo Silva. It was Lo Silva who did a cereal taste test, and that made me really want it. I didn't buy it for that reason, because if I really want something, it's probably not a good idea. Was it AD Keto did it too? I didn't see that one. I know it wasn't AD Keto. I'm pretty sure it was Lo Silva that I saw. It was a good video. That guy is awesome. I knew the first time I saw one of his videos, I did a shout out for him way back in the day. Like way back in the day. When he had like, gosh, less than 500 subscribers. And I think he has way more than me now. I knew when I saw his very first video that his channel was going to go pew, and I was right. And I love it. I love it. It makes me so happy watching his videos. He is so fun to watch. If you guys haven't subscribed to Lo Silva, you totally should. I wish I could think of more people that I should shout out. I found a couple of new channels this week. I found a new one and I can't remember his name, and now I feel bad. I was watching Goody Beats' newest vlog, the one where he he's like videoing for Quest. They like having him do like a series or something for them. And I was curious about what he was doing. I don't usually watch all his videos because he's more into like bodybuilding and fitness and that kind of thing. It's not my thing that much. But he's been doing a ketogenic cut, so I've been kind of interested. Anyway, I watched his vlog, and he had met up with this really great YouTuber that has like 339 subbies. And I just subbed to him, and I can't remember his name. Dang it. I'm sorry if you're watching. If you're watching, comment below and say, hey, I'm the one Tammy was talking about, and I'll pin your comment to the top. I'll try and find it. I feel bad now. All right. Well, anyway. Oh, my heck. Terry, guess what? It just notified me that you sent me a super chat. What's up, YouTube? How is a person supposed to respond to a super chat if it doesn't pop up right away? Like, that was like a 20 minutes difference. Maybe I'm just feeling a lag. I don't know. Are you guys hearing a lag? I don't know. All right. Well, I think we talked about everything that we're going to talk about today, you guys, and we actually made it to be only an hour. Maybe people won't hate me later when they're trying to watch this video back. I won't get so many comments about how I never get to the subject fast enough and about how I talk too much. Actually, that's not true. I've only gotten a couple of comments like that. Most of the time, the comments are like after my last video, there was a comment that I just adored. And she basically said, I wasn't even going to watch this whole video because it was so long. And she's like, I thought you would go way off topic, and I thought that you would like not get right to the point or whatever. And she's like, it was so good. I couldn't stop watching it. You really kept talking about the subject, and you really got down to the answers. And like, she's like, I had to watch the whole thing and subscribe to your channel because you kept me like interested the entire time. So let's hope that everyone watching this video stayed interested the entire time. I hope I didn't bore you with my bars talk. I'm just kind of excited about my that I actually researched something, and I'm not lazy buying stuff at the gas station again. Right? No more Think Thin bars. Down with the Think Thin bars. I love them so much, and I'll miss them dearly. But I got to get rid of that maltitol in my life. All right. So if you made it this far, let's see. Let's have a heart emoji because we're all feeling the love today and trying to love ourselves. And guys, remember, you are totally worth this journey, and you deserve to feel amazing and in control of your lives, and you deserve to make choices and not have your food control you. I love you all so much. Give me that